I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Okay. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today. As y'all can see, me and Carl, we are running it back from Tuesday to Friday. And before I introduce Carl, I had to let y'all know what we're talking about today. First off, the NFC South is going down the wire. The Bucks lose to the Falcons last night, and the Panthers can close out this division just in 2 weeks. So we're going to talk about who's going to win the NFC South. I'm curious to see what Carl got to say about that. Cam Newton, he came out after Phillip Rivers get signed on his show, and he said he felt like it was a slap in the face. We're going to react to that. And then we got Jay Gruden. He's on the arena, and he says that the Commanders are treating Jayden Daniels like he's a China doll. They are very cautious with him, and they should not be as cautious with him. We are going to react to that. The Bills, and shout out to Tony, Jovan, and Teddy, and the Patriots are going head to head. And who else?
Mike.
And Mike. Shout out to my boy Mike. Mike, we need you in the NFL chat more often, man. I know you we talking about Celtics. I got you, Mike. We need you in the NFL chat more often. But shout out to those four Patriots fans. They face off against the Bills this weekend. And we want to know, is this a must-win more for the Bills or the Patriots? Sounds like a crazy question, but we'll see what's going to happen with that segment. The Ravens, they play the Bengals in Cincinnati. This is a crucial game for Carl's Ravens. We're going to hear Carl's keys to victory for them to beat the Bengals. I'm definitely want to hear what he got to say about that. And lastly, we're going to preview the in-season tournament semifinals. We got the Knicks versus Magic, and we got OKC Thunder versus the Spurs. And we're going to make our predictions also. But as promised, my co-host today got about, as y'all can see, Mr. Get Done, so Tomo is not here. He's actually on vacation. He's chilling, sipping on, you want a pina colada. He's doing all that. He's chilling right now in the warm weather. And my boy Davey Dollars is not here also. But I got my boy CTC, Carl. Make sure you got to check out his episodes. He had episodes the last 7 days. He had multiple episodes. And he's going to have one tomorrow, right, Carl? You said tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We got some games going on this weekend. But Carl, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. The Tigers just made a trade. I don't know who they traded for. It's just we swapped some pictures. Got to talk to Teddy. Shout out BWT about that. Got to get his insight on the trade. But, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Pistons playing right now, so I got them on. College basketball slate kind of trash, man. The only game that might be good is UConn versus Texas. Maybe UConn could blow them out the water. So, but yeah, man, I'm just excited, and I'm ready for tomorrow too. We got Army, Navy. We got the award shows, the Heisman Award winner, the Doak Walker. All of those awards come tomorrow, and then we also got the LA Bowl, which is supposed to be the last LA Bowl. Boise State versus Washington. So can't wait.
Hey, man. Hey, if Carl says the slate is not as good, then if he's watching the Pistons over college basketball, then you know that the game slate today is not good. But listen, y'all, we are streaming this. Well, before we do that, it's Friday, man. It's a weekend. My boy Dave is not here. We got Dave Doghouse coming out tomorrow, by the way, y'all. We'll make that announcement at the end of the show. But as Dave would say, let's turn
me up.
So look, we are streaming this on 4 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So make sure you like this video on whatever platform you're watching this on. Make sure you follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us almost everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports. But on X and Twitch, you can follow us at R2L Sports. And make sure you share this episode with somebody, anybody, so they could come on and watch this show live with you, because they could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to Daniel. Daniel's here first all the time. Happy Friday. Hello, everyone. We appreciate you for being here. Shout out to my brother J-Mo. Let's get it with the fire emoji, right? Shout out to my boy Christian, Eagle fan. I ain't too happy about that one, but Eagle fan, you're shout out to my boy Christian. All right. And hey, if we got you, Snoop. Agent Snoop, hey, he said, can you shout my? I don't know what you talk about, so I can't say about. You never know what guys do nowadays. But we're gonna give you a shout out, Agent Snoop. Shout out to you for being on here on the show. But last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Sit back and relax. And Carl, let's move forward, man. First topic, we got to talk about kind of last night. Last night the Buccaneers played the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are just. Right now, we talking about they are something crazy happening.
Mikhail Lemon wins the 2025 Fred Biletnikoff Award over Jeremiah Smith.
Dang.
That's why I made that face. Shout out Mikhail Lemon. Shout out Teddy, USC receiver. Shout out to Teddy, man. I didn't think they would give it to him because Jeremiah Smith the name, but hey, he won it. So shout out to him.
You're right though. You're right. But yeah, shout out to him though. Congratulations. But the Buccaneers played the Falcons last night, and the Falcons won. The Falcons right now, their season is just like they're just riding out. They're not in playoff contention, and the coach is under fire of being fired. But they won the game last night, in Tampa Bay, which is a huge game. And the Panthers are on the rise. They actually won their last game last week. So, Carl, right now the Panthers are leading the division, the NFC South. But in your opinion, the Bucs have won this division. I believe 5 years straight. I believe since Brady been there 5 years in a row.
It's been nobody's really taken over since they started winning.
Yeah. So it's been 5 years. So Carl, who do you have winning the NFC South?
So before I answer this question, I would like to say that I had to think about this because this is a tough question to answer. But I ultimately went with the Panthers. Why? The Bucs have lost 5 of their last 6 games. The Bucs lost last night, up 14, threw an interception, gave up a touchdown. The Falcons then go for 2, don't get it, and made it an 8-point game instead of how I felt. Like I said on the show, just kick the extra point. But then Baker, no, that's not then. Then the Falcons get the ball back and go down and score again, 2-point game. Don't get the 2-point conversion. So now the Falcons, instead of tying the game with 2 possessions, need 3 possessions to win it. And the Bucs miss. I'm gonna say Baker Mayfield missed Emeka Egbuka on that over route. He threw the ball kind of behind him, allowed, I believe that was D. Offer to make a play on the ball. He puts it in front of him. That's a first down, game over. And then this is the icing on the cake. You force a 3rd and 28. Kyle Pitts blocks and release. He gets 14. He gets half. But you give up a 4th and 14. Game on the line. It's just how many ways can you choke this game if you're the Bucs? And I think that's a microcosm of them choking this division away because they played the Panthers twice, and the Panthers aren't slouches, especially defensively. That boy JC good, man. I love JC Horn. Shout out University of South Carolina. That's where he came from. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit too much on JC Horn. I had him above Patrick Surtain in my draft, But hey, man, I can't go 100%. I went Derek Stingley over Sauce. I went JC over Pat. I'll take 50%. But anyway, I just think this Panthers team defensively is really good. I think they can bother Baker Mayfield a ton. Baker Mayfield has not been playing as of MVP standard as he has prior to these last couple of games. And at first it was like, okay, he had a lot of players injured, but that offense was healthy yesterday. And it looked decent. It looked good, but it looked like roller coaster good. He had some missed throws. He had the Mike Evans on a hitch, throwing way too high. Kobe Bryant flipped him, caused an incompletion. He missed some touchdowns. He missed a Buka in the back of the end zone on a touchdown. I think they eventually scored because of penalty. Like I said, the Buka throw to end the game, he missed. He had some misses, but it just seems like the Bucs are choking away the division. And with 2 games against the Panthers, who've been playing well, like you said, they won their last game before the bye week against the Rams. So I'm gonna take the Panthers, man. I think there might be a changing of a guard at least this year.
Yeah, it's crazy because the Buccaneers, like you said, lately they haven't been good, but they started off 6-2. Remember, Baker Mayfield was an MVP candidate. I remember the Patriots fans. They have so many tested games on their schedule. They circled the Buccaneers the game ahead of time. They're like, "Hey, yo, this is gonna be the game that's gonna show us." But then they started flopping and they beat the Patriots, right? I mean, they beat the Buccaneers. But that supposed to have been a big game because the Buccaneers were a good team. Baker was an MVP candidate. And then they went to their bye week. And it's crazy, Carl, because usually when you go to your bye week, on the other side of the bye week, you fix things up and you normally come out stronger in your bye week. Well, in this case, they went into their bye week strong and they came out weaker. Like you said, like they last 6 games, they went 1-5, like you said, right? But I wasn't killing them too much earlier after the bye week because they played the Patriots, the Bills, and the Rams. That was their first 3 games after the bye week. So you kind of understand, like, all right, we get that. But then you play the Cardinals, you win by 3, and then you lose back-to-back division games. And like you said last night, how you painted it, they should have won that game. They were at home, they were up by 2 possessions. The Falcons missed 2 2-point conversions, and then when they missed the second one, I'm like, dang. Then they end up getting the ball back. Like you say, he missed Emeka Buka wide open, all that stuff, right? So things happen when they could have controlled and won that game. And they've been dealing with injuries all year. Like you said, they were healthy, but Mike Evans, that was his first game since the Lions
game.
Yeah, that's since week 7. Emeka Buka, he missed last night. He was in there I'm sorry, man. Emeka Buka was there. Bucky Irvin missed 7 games. Chris Godwin, I think he missed 8 games. Because missed 8 games. So they've been hurt, but like you said, they had a 4 Arsenal last night, and you expected better because how poorly they've been playing lately, and they still lost the game against a struggling Falcons team who's looking to fire their coach. But I'm going with the Panthers too. But what I want to see, this is what I like about the situation. I'm only going with the Panthers because how bad the Bucs been playing. If the Bucs were playing on the average, if they were 3-3 in the last 6 games, then I'd be like, all right, I'm going with the Bucs because the Panthers are they remind me of the Chicago Bears. So you look at the Chicago Bears, they got the number 1 seed, and my mindset was like, all right, I want to see them now when the expectation is high. Now it's like, okay, you're the 1 seed. Now you got to win this game to keep the 1 seed. Same thing with the Panthers. Now the Panthers got the division lead. Now my mindset is like, okay, now the focus is not the Buccaneers should win this division. Now people are saying the Panthers should win this division because of how bad the Bucs been playing, and you have the lead right now. So I'm curious to see how they're going to respond because the Panthers are weird, Carl. They're weird. I mean, their last 2 games just tells you how they are. They play the 49ers. They look horrible, Carl. I mean, the defense was pretty okay. It wasn't great, but it was pretty okay. And the offense was not good at all against the 49ers. But then they played the Rams. The defense forced 3 turnovers. And Bryce Young made plays down the stretch. He responded when the Rams responded. So, look at this schedule, Carl. Look at this. They lost their first 2 games to the Jaguars and the Cardinals. And then they beat the Falcons 30-0. And you're like, what the heck? Then they get blown out by the Patriots, 42-13. Then they win 3 straight against the Dolphins, Cowboys, and Jets. They beat the Cowboys. Then they beat the Jets by only 1 possession. Then lose to the Bills 40-9 at home. And then turn around after losing to the Bills, beat the Packers on the road. It's like so the Panthers are that team that's like, okay, their floor is very low. They can show up and look like one of the worst teams and be like, this team's not a playoff team. But then they can show up like they did against the Rams, and you'll be like, oh, snap. Like, this is a playoff team. So that's why I'm like, I want to see how they're going to look down the stretch with all this pressure on them. But I'm going with the Panthers at the end of the day.
Yeah, and speaking of the Panthers and Bryce Young, in that Rams game, they converted with a big 4th down, tied, I believe, to T-Mac for a touchdown. They were converting. Yeah, they was converting 4th downs. They were getting stops, forcing turnovers. They had Matthew Stafford have his worst game of the season. It was a great defensive effort, and I think that's what powers the Panthers, to be honest, their defense and forcing turnovers. Now, with the 49ers game, they forced a lot of turnovers, but the offense gave them turnovers back, which kind of canceled it out, including in the red zone. Bryce, I'm throwing that terrible interception. I can't remember to who. I want to say, was it Upton Stout? I can't remember who it was to, but he threw a terrible turnover.
After they forced one.
Yeah, after they quarter pick, JC balled that game too. Oh my God, that last pick he had, that wasn't a quarterback at fault at all. That was just a defensive player making plays, and that's why they get paid too. But yeah, I agree. I'm mainly going with the Panthers because of how bad the Bucks have been playing down the stretch, and that's why I say I felt like this Falcons game was a microcosm of how this season is going. Also, the Panthers play the Saints on the road this weekend. They're looking for revenge there. They lost at home to the Saints and Tyler Shuck. So they win that game. That's a divisional win and a game ahead of the Bucks going into 2 of 3 with the Bucks at home first, then the Seahawks, and then the Bucks on the road. Now, the Bucks last 3, you can say they played the Panthers twice and the Dolphins, but the Dolphins, they only lost to the Ravens. The Dolphins they won what 5 of their last 6, something like that.
Should have been 4 of the last 6. But go ahead.
Chill out, bro. I know. But I say that to say, like, that's not an easy win, especially with how you've been playing. So give me the Panthers.
Yeah, the Dolphins. I like how the Dolphins look right now. Like, this Dolphins team, I trust more than the previous team because they can run the ball. They run the ball, and that's playoff. Yeah, he going crazy.
Who should be back, by the way, Monday?
Yeah, so shout out to him. And y'all teams are sorry. The show runs through Philly.
I don't know if he's been watching Philly these last 3 weeks.
I know, right? Come on, bro.
Yeah, but that's a Philly fan comment. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, shout out to you for commenting, though. Like 3 in a row. Make sure you put 3 comments in a row for every L y'all took in the last 2 games.
Man.
But let's move on to the next topic. Next topic, we got to talk about Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, he had some words to say when Phillip Rivers got signed by the Indianapolis Colts. And we got some footage for y'all, so y'all listen up.
Right, for 44 years old, coming out of retirement, it's almost like a slap in my face, bro. It's like, y'all ain't gonna lie. But let me ask you this: just how you said, like, women, when a guy's hitting them up, do you even come off like you're available? Is that the same in football? Like, do players come off like I'm still open to play? Like, because a lot of people can misconstrue, and only thing you can do is ask. But with your career and all the things that you do in the media, do you come off like you're available? Well, state the case then, brother. Did Phillip Rivers send any type of signs that he was available? Why you asking me to do something that everybody else didn't do? I ain't no sucker. I ain't no lab rat. Come on, bro.
All right, Carl. So that was it. Cam Newton felt like it's a slap in the face that he didn't get signed, but Phillip Rivers got signed with the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm gonna kick this one off, and we basically gonna just react to the situation. And first of all, shout out to Blaze. Let me give Blaze a shout out because when we were talking about Phillip Rivers getting signed on the Tuesday show, Blaze put a comment and said Cam somewhere mad right now. Blaze said that. All right, and I do believe this was before that video came out. And then the next day, we got the NFL chat. People posting real. They posted this in the chat. I'm like, oh man, here we go. And my thing is, why is Cam taking this situation personally? And then the news came out. They hit up Derek Carr also before they hit up their car to see if he wanted to come back too. But I feel like everybody should understand why Phillip Rivers specifically is there. We all should understand that. Number one, his last game playing in the playoffs was with this organization right here, Indianapolis Colts. So that's number one, all right? Number two, he has history with the head coach, Shane Steichen, right? He has a history with them. Shane was there with the Chargers, right? He was, I believe he was the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator with the Chargers. No, he was a quarterback coach, with the Chargers. Even when Phillip Rivers retired and he went to play he went to go coach high school football, he was running Shane's playbook with the high school kids. So they have a great relationship. And I mentioned this last week on Tuesday show too. It reminds me of the Tebow situation. Tebow got first dibs with Urban Meyer because that's Urban Meyer's guy. That's just how it is. I mean, in this world, it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know too. All right. So Philip Rivers got a connection with Shane, got the connection with the organization, so he gets first dibs. And plus Cam Newton. Like, I feel like there are multiple options of guys who are not playing football right now before I would go with Cam Newton. People gotta realize when you are getting added to a team, the organization is not just looking at your play. All right. They're looking at everything else that you possibly can bring to the table. As you can see, the Colts are an under the radar organization. They're not in the media a lot. All right. The only reason why they are getting talked about is because they're winning games. That's the only reason why the Colts are being talked about, because they are in the playoff contention. But they're not known to be in the media like with drama. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying Cam Newton gonna bring a negative energy, but he will bring some energy to the Colts that would get some attention. You know, so they look at that. And then my thing is Cam's play is not like it's not that great. You know what I mean? Compared to what I saw from the last time I saw him. Am I excited about Phillip Rivers? No, but I get it though. I'm not like shocked that Phillip Rivers is getting the opportunity. Now, Derek Carr, like I said, is also retired. I would probably bring in Derek Carr before I bring in Cam Newton. Derek Carr is more recent player. He played last year, right? He played last year and he retired mid. Was it last year he played? All right. And he retired
I want to
mid-season.
say so. I want to say he
It was.
did.
Remember they started off hot. Yeah, last year he played.
Yeah.
They started off hot. You know, David Tomo said they was number 1 team in NFC, but that's a different story.
Tomo start off hot.
It's a different story. So I think Cam, he made a situation bigger than what it really was. Like, I feel like he should have, like, I get it. The fact that he took it personal, that it was a slap in the face, it was kind of, it's not shocking because of Cam, but it is kind of shocking because I fully understand why the Colts brought in Phillip Rivers. Do I agree? No. But would I take, if I'm in the Colts, would I take him over Cam? Maybe. I maybe would. So, floor is yours, Carl.
I've been thinking about this, and I'm still thinking about this, because part of me says it's a slap in the face because Phillip Rivers is 44. I don't care about the rest. He's 44, and he hasn't played in 5 years. So part of me says it's a slap in the face because of that. But I do agree with his co-host Peggy a little bit, because I don't know if I remember hearing this. I kind of want to say I do. I kind of want to say I remember him saying that he was done with football on not maybe his pod, but some other pod. But I'm not sure. So I'm going to just say allegedly. But then it's like, though. I get,
Sorry, I'm sorry because you are. He never officially retired.
Okay. But then part of me is like, bruh, your peak was amazing, but your fall off was just as bad. Like we've seen you play the I'm back game into what you really was, and it was bad, bro. It was not good football. And I'm a huge Cam fan. It was not good football. So part of me remembers that as well. And then, like you said, he has the familiarity with Shane Steichen. I don't use the fact that he played for the Colts because that was a different regime. What was that? Frank Reich and the boys, who's like no longer there. That was 2020. It was a whole new coaching staff. So I don't use that. But like I said, like you said, the familiarity with Shane Steichen. But he's also a competitor too. And that's what I feel like. Like, that's the competitive side of Cam talking. Like, y'all not going to talk to me. Like, I was an MVP of this league. I took a team to a Super Bowl. He ain't never done neither one of them things. It's the competitor in Cam talking too. So if I got to, make a decision, I say Cam, it is. It is. You call Derek Carr and Phillip Rivers, but not Cam Newton. That's a slap in the face to me, man. He was his peak better than both. Now, like I said, his fall off. I don't know what you call Derek Carr, because Derek Carr is bad too. If they didn't call Derek Carr, then I might lean to the fact that it's not a slap in the face. But the fact that you said they called Derek Carr too, it's like, all right, bro, what are we doing? We ain't watched Derek Carr the last 3-4 years. He has not been good either. So if you can call Derek Carr, you can at least call Cam Newton. Cam Newton, he could bring a different dynamic to the offense that Phillip Rivers for surely can't. So Yeah, nah, I'm a roll with Cam a little bit, only because the fact that they called and they mentioned that, or you mentioned that he called Derek Carr. If you wouldn't have said that, I probably would have leaned with you. But nah, you called Derek Carr. That's a slap in my face.
I'm not
Really,
gonna lie.
he's 44.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised you said that. Derek Carr played last year.
That's
All right,
fine.
look.
He was trash.
All right, look. Phillip Rivers is 44. Phillip Rivers ain't played since 2020. Cam ain't played since 2021.
I know.
So I should call Cam Newton, who ain't played since 2021, before I call Derek Carr, who played last year, Carl?
Yes. Let me tell you why. Derek Carr was so bad that they thought that Spencer Rattler was a good quarterback. That's how bad Derek Carr was. So, yes.
They
thought
also
Spencer
suffered an
Rattler
injury,
was
too,
good.
last year.
Derek Carr?
The Saints. They got to a hot start, and Rashid Shaheed got hurt, and Chris Lala got hurt.
Start. They went 2-0. They won 2 games. And then it was like, all right, they just won 2 games.
No, man. I'm calling Derek Carr before that. Cam Newton ain't played since 2021. He wasn't good in.
I understand that, and I agree with you, but like, bro, neither was Derek Carr. And at least I could at least give you that Phillip Rivers took the Colts to the playoffs 5 years ago, but he took them to the playoffs. But then the only thing that messes it up with me with Phillip Rivers is he's 44. That's like, all right, bro. Like, he's not going to be able to take the punishment of an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, old dude. Yeah, he old dude. How old is Cam? Cam is what?
He came out of 2011. He was probably a junior or a senior.
Okay. Oh, Cam a year older than me. So Cam 36.
Come on, bro. That's an 8-year difference. Derek Carr, however.
Hey, no, like he said right here. He said Derek Carr at least played. That's my point. He played he played.
I understand that, but he officially retired.
Bruh. Would you call Brady before Cam?
Come on, bro. That's different, bro. You talking about Tom Brady?
That's right. That's Tom Brady. You're right. Drew Brees?
No. Because Drew Brees' arm looked shot his last year.
No,
he couldn't put the ball down the field.
He had messed up ribs. That's what happened.
Didn't he come out and say like he could barely play catch with his kids or something like that?
Yeah, it was his ribs. He had messed up ribs. He played in that playoff game with them messed up ribs.
They didn't make the playoffs, Drew Brees, last year.
Oh,
terrible.
He didn't play together after that. I'm tripping. I'm talking about the year he lost to Tom Brady.
Yeah, he looked terrible his last year.
Nah, you're right. Bro, Cam wasn't that good his last year.
He wasn't. Like said, I'm not defending that.
And Phillip Rivers played a year before that, and at least he took his team to the playoffs. The Colts, bro.
But he's also 8 years older than Cam, bro.
He is. Yeah. Brady boy. I'm 47.
I'm telling you, the only reason why it's Brady, bro. Like if you call
it's Tom Brady.
He's 48, but like at least you understand because it's Brady. Like
if mine. But that's my thing. Like the advantage you have with Phillip Rivers over Cam Newton is a familiarity with the offense and the fact that I as much as it's gonna sound crazy, would I be? Let's say he go out there and he beat Seattle.
I don't even want to say that, but let's go ahead and say it.
What if he does that? And how they can beat Seattle? Obviously, they got to protect them. But the quick game, just dice him up in the quick game. He's a better, Cam, not a pocket passer.
I know. I said he would bring a different dynamic to the offense.
Come on, bro.
Bro,
no. It's not gonna be
the Derek Carr thing is the issue with me, bro. Like Derek Carr was not good either, and he officially retired. He was like, "I'm done with this game."
Yeah. But Derek Carr is more recent though, bro. Like Derek Carr can still play football.
And
he could be a backup right now on the team. He's better than some of these backups. You think Cam better than some of these backups right now?
Second stringers?
Who?
Is he still in the league? I want to say Nathan. I think anybody better than Nathan Peterman if he's still in the league. So if Nathan Peterman's in the league, there you go, right there.
All right, man. All right, let's move on to the next topic then. All right, so we talked about Cam, and now we got to talk about the Commanders. Jay Gruden was on the arena, Gil's arena with Skip Bayless and Aqib Talib, and they were talking about Jayden Daniels' injury, how the Commanders are being conservative with him. So we got a clip for y'all for this too. So y'all just listen up.
Now, my issue is I think the Washington football team, Commanders or Redskins, whoever they are, who I'm a big fan of right now because the new ownership, I think they treat him like a China doll. I think he should play this week. I think he should have played the week before with the third arm.
I agree.
Justin Herbert's playing with a left arm cast.
Yeah.
Right? He's running around stiff arming people.
Get
They're
back
acting
out
like
there.
this guy. I mean, it's not gonna. His arm's not gonna fall off his body for God's sake. It's not.
Agreed.
You know. I mean, there was a screen pass that he threw an interception and fell down on his arm, and he got up like that. The trainer's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?
Get him
Let's
out of
get
there."
back,
They got
Coach Quinn. I don't think we
PTSD.
should put him in."
Muted. Can't hear you.
Mute. As y'all know, if those who don't know, I'm a Commanders fan. All right, got the jersey right here. You know what I mean? Yeah, represent. You know, and I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm gonna let Carl kick this one off.
Really,
right?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, man.
Yeah. So, Carl, what was your reaction to that video?
So actually, part of my reaction to the video got cut off, but we'll talk about what actually showed.
Okay.
I
You
think
know why I
it's-
cut it off too, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was about to attack. But anyway, I think they're wrong. Bro, if he re-aggravated his injury, what do you mean he got hurt? And they're like, oh my God, bro, if he re-aggravated something, yes, you would treat that with care because you don't want it to get worse. If they were treating him like a China doll, he wouldn't have played. They would have shut him down. So I disagree wholeheartedly with their sentiment. I just don't get why he went so hard on the fact that he re-aggravated the injury and they treated it with care. Like, that just makes no sense to me. That's like saying he tweaked the knee again and they're like, oh, you're not back on the field? Like, what are you doing? Get up and play. Like, bro, no, I reactivated my injury. You have to see what's going on. You don't want it to be worse. Also, I know he's not playing this week, and I was one of the people that said that you should play him if he can play, but I also said if healthy. If he's not healthy, then there's no point. And it seems like he's not healthy after that play, so there's no point in playing him, i.e. he's out this weekend. So I disagree wholeheartedly with Jay Gruden said, and I disagree with the clip that got cut off too, but I'm not going to attack it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so this subject is tough because I love to see my boy play. All right, I want to see my boy play. I get Jay Gruden's stance. What he's saying is you got to play through injury, which he did last year. People forget. He mentioned it also that he played through a rib injury. He wasn't fully healthy when he came back for the Chicago Bears game. Remember, he didn't miss the game last year, Carl. He got hurt. He didn't finish the game, but he came back the next game and he was still hurt. He played through injury already. But so I get what he's saying. But I like that they treat him like a China doll. I like that. Because, first of all, the man is thin as paper. Now, he did get bigger. Don't get me wrong. He got bigger. He got more muscle on his body, all that stuff. But you got to protect the QB from himself. And he had multiple injuries. He had a knee injury early in the year. And did they send him out for the rest of the game, Carl? No. The game was out of reach, and we still played him for the rest of the game. But we set him out for the next game. But then he hurt his hamstring. And, a hamstring injury, that's tough, right? It's a tough injury. And we set him out some more. And then he comes back, and he dislocates his elbow when we are on a losing streak. He comes back, and this off a push, he re-aggravates it. Like, Carl, like, at this point, it's like, I get it. Because I want him to play too, because you want him to gain momentum into the next season. You want to just reinsure the identity of this team going into the offseason. And a lot of stuff we got question marks. Like, I know you mentioned a lot of question marks about the new signings we have. Do we want to bring back Debo? Like, all this stuff. And on top of that, we got another question mark we just added. Now, Zach Ertz is out. So he's not going to be here next year, most likely, as far as like on the field. So now you got Ben Simmons. So you want to worry about, like, okay, we want to see how he comes in the style. It's like a lot of things you want to get the offense, the O-line to continue to gel. It's a lot of things you want to see with this core that we have before we make moves next year. But like the people in the comments said, protect JD, man. Protect him. And don't Joe Burrow him. I like that. Don't Joe Burrow him. So just let him sit for the year, and maybe he will say, you know what? I need to be more careful on the field. I need to stop running all the time and throw the ball sometimes. Because sometimes I feel like he rely on his legs too much. So I would say just rest him for the rest of the year, and then just have him fully healthy starting the season.
Yeah, and the reason why I disagree with the China dog comment, it's like, bro, they're treating him like a franchise quarterback. Like that's what you're supposed to do with your franchise guy when the season's out, like it's not out of reach. You protect your guy for the future. And if there's any hint that he can re-aggravate it and make it worse, then you sit him because you don't want it to be worse. So I disagree with that sentiment. And here's my thing too, and I think you said it. It's not like when the game was out of reach against the Seahawks, they sat him. That's how we got hurt in the first place.
Yeah, facts.
It was a big discussion. Why didn't they take JD out against the Seahawks? The game was out of reach. It was fourth quarter, blah, blah. Like this was this year. This happened. So I think this is just reactionary to something that just recently happened, where in the same season, there was a big discussion of why you didn't take him out the game when it was quote unquote out of reach, when in reality, it was out of reach. But a lot of the time went down within that drive he got hurt. So they probably, what happened is more than likely is they learn from their mistakes. Hey, we just got criticized for this early in the year. Let's not get criticized for it again.
Facts. Yeah, and then he brought up the Justin Herbert situation. Number one, Justin Herbert is still in the race to win his division, number one. And number two, Justin Herbert is in his sixth year, and already made the playoffs twice. This is Daniel's second year. Justin Herbert at the point in his career when he's supposed to be starting to win some stuff. Like, I got to at least start winning some playoff games. So, yeah, he's going to play through injury like that. But if he was in his second year, we would be like, hey, y'all, just let the man rest his hand. And then, or if he was in our situation where we were on an 8-game losing streak, we eliminated from the playoffs, Justin Herbert could still win his division. So that was just a bad example that he threw out there, because usually in any sport, when your best player is continually getting hurt and you can't make the playoffs, they just shut you down. That's just normal. And it's understandable. Nobody fights you and say, y'all should be playing. We all get it. Like, okay, there's nothing to play for. We play for the playoffs. We play for a championship. We don't just play to play. So I understand what Jay Gruden is saying.
I don't.
But no, I'm saying I understand what he's saying as far as like you want your player. But when we talk about this particular situation, he's wrong.
Very.
If we talking about Justin Herbert situation, he's right. If we talking about Lamar's situation, who's playing through injury right now, he's right. But we talking about Jayden Daniels, bro, his second year. Why would you ruin it for a franchise who has no success since 1991 for real? So why would you try to like diminish that when the games don't even matter?
Hey, one more thing. You know what the talk would be if y'all were, let's say, the Jets, let's say, who else is having the Titans? The talk would be you sit them so you can get a better draft pick. That's what the talk would be right now.
Right.
So it's crazy to me that that's not the talk for y'all right now because Jayden is so good. But like you said, y'all have nothing to play for. Herbert, on the other hand, has a lot to still play for, and his injuries on his non-throwing hand. It's not an elbow. It's not a shoulder. It's his non-throwing hand. So you can wrap that and be fine. But again, if it was somebody else doing bad, the talk would be, why are you playing him? Sit him, get better draft position, and come back next year.
Facts. I do want to put this comment right here. Shout out to Jeremy. He said, how you doing, brother? I hope I ain't trying to make sure nothing. Basically, he's saying, can the Panthers beat the division? So win the division against the Bucks. So that was our first topic, and we both agreed that the Panthers would win the division. And we can answer,
Joe. You supposed to tell him to go back. You gotta want him to go back.
That's true. Yeah, go ahead back on the first topic, and you will see the reason why we picked the Panthers. But moving on from the Panthers, let's go to the Bills, man, and the Patriots. The Bills and the Patriots played this weekend, and the Patriots lead the division right now. They're 11-2, and the Bills are 9-4. And Carl, let's talk about it. This is, it's must win, right? When you say must win, usually the must win goes to the team, like who's behind. That's what we normally look at, right? So I'm gonna ask you first. Well, I'll actually go first in this one. I want you go first in that topic. Is this a must win for the Patriots or the Bills? And I'm gonna go with the Patriots. All right. This is a must win for the Patriots for multiple reasons. Number one, they have an opportunity to not just win a division, they have an opportunity to get the number one seed. And with a team like the Patriots, who don't have no experience in the playoffs, the number one seed will be crucial for a team like that. The less playoff games you got to play to get to the Super Bowl, the better for a team like the Patriots. The Bills are not in number one seed contention. They just in the division contention. So I'm going to say that. That's number one. The number two reason is this. They are on this winning streak, right? But their schedule has been compromised. People talk trash about their schedule. They already beat the Bills and all that stuff, right? This is probably because y'all are on the schedule, but y'all are 6-7, and y'all haven't really looked too good as of late. The Bills hasn't looked at the best, but the Bills are a better team than y'all as we speak right now, right? Based on what we see from game to game. I'm sorry, Carl, but this is probably their last opportunity to tell themselves we can really hang with these guys. If they sweep the division, this will put a lot of confidence into that team and into the fan base. But if they lose, Carl, even though they have a better record than the Bills, the momentum of like, can we win, just changes. Because they on a streak and they face a good team and they lose, even though they beat this team in part of this winning streak, they lose to the Bills and New England. The view of the New England Patriots, people are going to look at them as like frauds, all that stuff. So I think it's a must-win for that. The Bills, they just need to get to the dance. They are a seasoned team. They've been there, done that. They won games on the road. They won games at home. Their nemesis is Patrick Mahomes. The Bills feel like if Mahomes is not in the playoffs, we can get to the Super Bowl because that's the only guy for real that have been able to beat us, him and Joe Burrow, and they both might miss the playoffs. So that's why I don't think it's a must-win for the Bills. The Bills will make the playoffs, in my opinion, win or lose this game. So will the Patriots, but will the Patriots get the number one seed? So I think this is a must-win for the Patriots. And also, it's a lot of pressure on them to win this game too.
So here's why I'm going with the Bills.
Okay.
I like your perspective. I didn't look at it like that, but I do like your perspective. But here's my thing. One, I don't think they lose momentum if they lose to the Bills, because the way they possibly would look at this is, hey, we weren't even supposed to split with the Bills. We're not even supposed to be here. So yeah, I said we're not supposed to split. We're not even supposed to beat the Bills. We're not supposed to be here. So if we split with a Bills team, they look at it as, hey, they've been on top of this division for a reason. We split, we're fine. On the other hand, the Bills, they lose this game, AFC East is over with. You can no longer win the division. It's 3 games left. There'll be a 3-game lead with both head-to-head matchups won by the Pats. It's over with. You can't win the division anymore. So the Bills need this to stay alive for contention for the division so they can have a top 4 seed. Because if they don't get a top 4 seed, no playoff game comes through Buffalo. So they need this win. A lot of people feel like the Bills, if the playoffs go through Buffalo with Josh Allen and the weather element and everything like that, it's a wrap with no Pat, possibly no Pat, possibly no Lamar, possibly no Joe Burrow. Then the Bills get playoff games at home, they would write them in for the Super Bowl. But if they got to play in the wild card against a team, I don't know if the Bills look the same. The Bills on the road have not been good, especially with teams like prime time, everybody eyes on them. The Bills have not looked good. So I think this is a must win for the Bills for that reason alone. They need a top 4 seed to have games come through Buffalo. And if you lose this game, like I said, to the Pats, that's over with. You can no longer do that. So I think it's a must win for the Bills.
So, see, I get what you're saying when it comes to okay, the division. But I feel like the Bills, okay, let me ask you this. Who do you trust more to get further in the playoffs? The Bills in the wild card, or the Patriots hosting a home game in the wild card?
See, that's all situational. But it's hard for me to say I trust a guy whose first time ever will be in the playoffs. So I don't know. I feel like the Pats there with Drake May as a quarterback is a different question. Now, who would I trust more, the Bills at home or the Bills on the road? The answer would be Bills at home.
Of course.
Yeah. So I think that the only reason why I would go Bills on the road is only because Drake May has never been to the playoffs, obviously, in his second year in the football. So
that's
they may
where I'm
not play. They may not play the Bills. What if they play like the Broncos? With that,
yeah,
defense,
yeah.
I don't
They
have to
won't play
trust.
the Broncos. Broncos winning the division.
That's what I'm
They will
saying.
play.
If the Bills on a wild card, what if they pull a team like the Broncos, who necessarily don't have to trust both Knicks, but that defense can turn over Josh Allen while Josh Allen's on the road in Denver? Or if they play, let's just say, who else? I ain't gonna say us or Pittsburgh, because well, let's just say we win the division, right? Let's just say we win the division and we play the Bills. Yeah, the Bills beat us in the playoffs in Buffalo, but when they play in Baltimore, it don't really go too hot for Josh. Like the last time the Ravens played the Bills in Buffalo, it was a blowout. So what if they play us on the road? That could be a difference maker. And then you got, I'm trying to think of the last division I'm missing. Or what if I said the Broncos. What division am I missing?
It'll be the Jaguars or the Texans.
What if they play the Texans again
The
on the
Texans
road?
different. Now, I'm not gonna lie, out of every team in AFC, I think that's a one team Josh Allen don't want to play. It's the Texans. He's been struggling with the Texans, bro.
Yeah.
like he's been struggling the last 2 years against the Texans. So, but like I get what you're saying based on the vision, expectations, and stuff like that. But we're talking about the overall picture. The Patriots, like you said, they are babies. But Drake May is very talented, and they have a really good defense, so they can go far. It's just the inexperience can the playoffs a different beast. So if they get a bye week, then that's big for a team like that. Big for a team. Because they skip a whole round and they don't have to play the second round. So that's why I feel like what Josh Allen is fighting for is far-fetched. Even if he win this game, will he win the division? Because with the win, he's still a game behind the Patriots. So hoping somebody like y'all to beat the Patriots. Because the Patriots has shown that when they play a team that's not playing well, they normally win those games. You know, so they haven't lost a game since the Steelers game. So even if the Bills win, they can still be in the same situation they will be if they lose this game. Versus the Patriots, you know what I mean? It's a different story because the Broncos got a tougher schedule down the road.
But they still don't control their own destiny. The Patriots could win this game, and the Broncos could still find a way to win out. I mean, I didn't have Broncos only having 2 losses up to this point. They could find a way to win out, and the Patriots don't control their own destiny.
Yeah, they don't. But they
So
more
with
more control though than the Bills do though.
I mean, it really? I mean,
they're tied with the Broncos. They're 2 games ahead of the Bills.
It'll be a game though with a win.
It's still more than, but it's still less.
It's more than a tie, but my point is both teams still would need help. They still don't control their own destiny. So that's why I went with the fact that the Bills need this win because it's over with being a top 4 seed if they lose this game.
Hey, Carl, you got some Ravens fans in the chat, man.
I saw one.
Yeah, him right here. He's a Ravens fan.
Yeah. Shout out to you, bro. We definitely about to make this run.
Hey, speaking of this run, let's talk about this game. All right, y'all play the Bengals this week, Carl. And this is a big game for y'all. Oh y'all are rooting for the Dolphins to knock out the Steelers on Monday night because y'all play before that. So they play on Monday night. Y'all rooting for the Dolphins. Y'all already lost to the Bengals, and y'all own the Bengals for real. Like Lamar has been owning Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow came to Baltimore and won. Now Joe Burrow
the Ravens have been owning the Bengals, like you said, man. I don't do that quarterback thing.
Yeah, no, because Lamar because they beat y'all in the playoffs without Lamar. But when Lamar plays, I think Joe Burrow only beat y'all once.
We should have won that game, mind you.
Shout out to Tyler Huntley. And remember, the Bengals Joe Burrow would do like almost 500 yards in y'all one game when Lamar was hurt. No, Lamar played. Game.
Well, it was one game. No, he did play. I think our defense was just like
defense crazy. I think that's the only game he beat y'all for real.
Yeah, but still, I don't do the quarterback thing, man. Football is a team game.
It is a team game. So, Carl, what is your key to success to victory of beating the Bengals?
So you know me, man. If you watch CTC, I always do 5 keys. So I had to do 5 keys for the Refuse to Lose main show. Now, key number 1, this should be in capital letters. Protect the football. Protect the football. That should be in capital letters. I'm looking at you, Lamar. I'm looking at you, Derrick Henry. And I'm looking at you, Zay Flowers. And I'm definitely looking at you, Isaiah Likely as well. Protect the football. Number 2, Establish the run, please. Don't just one play the run ain't work and now we just pass. The run game is tough to establish for a reason. Attack that front seven of the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Establish the run. 3, can a pass rusher please come home? Pressure Joe Burrow, please. Like, golly, the Bills were able to come back because they pressured Joe Burrow. You got to put pressure on Joe Burrow. Number 4. Now, this one, you know what? I'm going to flip it live on air. Got to get off the field on third downs because that was a problem in the second half with no Nate Wiggins. We could not get off the field on third downs no matter what we did on first and second down. And the last key, and this one's going to be tough because he normally got our number. That's why I didn't say stop Jamar Chase. I got contained Jamar Chase because, golly, he be put belt to the Ravens secondary. Got to contain Jamar Chase. But those are my 5 keys that should help us in beating the Bengals.
So on this, okay. So give me both aspects. If y'all win, this is your outlook on the season. If y'all lose, this is your outlook on the season.
Oh, I can give you lose first. We lose, we're cooked. We lose, it's over. We could not go 0-3 in this stretch. If we go 0-3 in this stretch, no matter what happens, the Steelers really own their own destiny. That Week 18 game will probably not matter if we lose. Now, if we win, we right back. I already think we still in it, but we in it even more. If all we have to do is keep pace with the Steelers, and this will help in that. We win this game. I mean, like I said, Dolphins won 5 of their last 6. I don't think it'd be sweet. And then, prayers up to TJ Watt. He's out. Hopefully all goes well with him. But he's not playing. So that's a huge piece off the edge for them against the Dolphins. But we still in it. We win this game, we right back in it. And I think it eliminates the Bengals, so sayonara. But yeah, and then, the Browns. They still say I play the Browns in Cleveland. Shedeur, that's my guy. So yeah, we still in it if we win.
Yeah. Because last game y'all played the Bengals, they went 8 for 19 on third down. That's crazy. 19 third down plays.
It's that second half with no Nate Wiggins.
That's crazy. No, that's not terrific numbers, but like the fact that they had 19 opportunities to convert on third down, that's crazy. And fourth down, they were 50% 1 for 2. But I like that. Protect the football. That's definitely number 1. I think your keys are really in order. And I thought you was gonna put protect Lamar.
We keep playing Daniel Falele, bro. So I couldn't put that as a key. It would be the bench Falele, but Harbaugh keeps saying he believing, bro. So I can't really.
Can you give us like a mini rant about that? Like, I know you say a lot in the chat. Like, I don't think you.
I can't say what I say in the chat though, because we might get flagged.
Don't say exactly what you say, but like, tell people how you feel about that whole situation.
Man, look, I don't know what Daniel Falele does outside of practice that got Harbaugh loving this guy. I don't know if he watches his kids, if he has any. I don't know if he's like such a great person. I don't know if he got dirt on somebody, but it is no way you watch a guy block like he's playing freeze tag and you think he's doing a good job. It's no way. Sometimes he don't even get hands on people. He just puts his shoulder pads on people and act like that means they're blocked and they can't move, and he goes forward and run protect. Like, I can't get over how bad he destroys this O-line. And a lot of people think that our offense is bad because of play calling, which play calling has something to do with that. But most of the time you look, he's not blocking nobody. Like, to be honest, on that 2-minute drive, we really couldn't put a running back out in the backfield because he's over there watching Falele's side to help blocking. Like, he is so bad. And we have other guards that we can try, and they just won't do it. And this dates back to last year. Remember last year, we were all crying for Roger Rogergarten to start at the right tackle. Who was at right tackle? Daniel Falele. So nothing's going to change just because you put him inside.
It's crazy how they had like a whole mixtape in one game of his highlights, like of his lowlights, I would say, which is crazy. How you feel about this comment right here? In my opinion, Lamar and Joe best in the league.
I mean, I think it's wrong. I love Lamar, but Joe is not the best in the league. I think Joe is very good. Obviously, I have Joe top 5, but I don't think he's the best in the league.
Yeah, Mahomes is still. Now, before we move on to the NBA, AJ had something interesting to say on Unfazed. He said that if Mahomes don't make the playoffs, he has to give up that best quarterback title.
I heard that. No, like no. No, this is the only time where he's been to something less than the AFC Championship game, and the one time he don't make the playoffs, now he got to give up best quarterback in the league. No,
the reason why it's hard to say that because the guys who are supposed to be next in line aren't outstanding right now,
and that too.
Yeah, they're not outstanding, and you're not going to give the best quarterback to Drake May,
no,
or like even Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry, Matthew Stafford, but
no,
I don't think no one's gonna look at him next year and say he's the best quarterback in the league. You know, so
like AJ, you my dog, but this is clear Mahomes hate. Like that was a clear Mahomes hate take.
All right, so let's move on to the NBA, man. We got the NFC tournament semifinals coming up on Saturday. We got 4 teams remaining, and 2 of the teams are in the chat. Well, we got 3 in the chat, but shout out to Lil Cardo. He a Knicks fan. But we got the Knicks. Lil Cardo Knicks, we got Vaughn's Orlando Magic, we got Worm Spurs, and we got OKC Thunder. So we're going to just preview these games. I'm going to let you kick off the first one. We got to talk about the Knicks and the Orlando Magic. So, Carl, give me your preview and who you got winning this game.
So first, I'm going to say that for the Magic, it's kind of crazy that they play better when one of the 2 big stars of the team is hurt. It is crazy to say that. Secondly, I would like to say that Paolo needs to step it up. He is not playing well. I actually watched a little bit that I could before I was on the show Tuesday, the Heat versus the Magic game, and the Heat started off on an 18-0 run. I did watch that, and they really didn't get scoring until Paolo got off the floor. From, like I said, from the little that I watched, Paolo finished the game 18 points, 5 of 13 from the field. He's just not been what we've expecting Paolo to be. He's not taking that next step. But Desmond Bane looks like to be a great, as we've all figured it would be, a great trade piece for the Orlando Magic. He had 37 in that one for sure. And then Anthony Black, he's stepping up. He's taking a step, which I love Anthony Black coming out of the University of Arkansas. I told Magic fans that was a great pick. And even Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs just looks like a really big piece of this team defensively, as well as being like a glue guy offensively as well. So chill. That's not for me. For people in the comments, that's not directed at me. Because people can get confused by that. That's not directed towards me. But
I still haven't seen that either. I think I mentioned he never responded, but I didn't see him say that. He actually said
I think he did.
It's crazy.
But yeah, that's the Orlando side. Now the Knicks side, the Knicks to me are just like inconsistent. Like you don't know what you're going to get from the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, he might take over. He might not. I ain't going to say he might not show up, but he just might be off. I'll say that. Mikal Bridges, you don't know what you're going to get from him. OG Anunoby did come back, and that helps defensively. But Cat, you don't know if you're going to get the Cat that's going to be active, getting boards, crashing the lane, or you're going to get the Cat that's just weak. You don't know. So it's a bit of it's like what they say, life's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I feel like that's like the Knicks a little bit. And so I'm going to pick the Knicks, however, just because I feel like they're going to need Paolo to step up in this game, and I'm not sure if Paolo will do it. So I'm going with the Knicks in this one.
Okay, this is going to be a tough matchup. The Knicks, they are 8-1 in that last 9 games. But like you said, this is going to be a battle of offense against defense, basically. You know, the Knicks are really good offensively. I love Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is like, when you want to build a championship team, he's like that one of those players that like you need to win a championship. He was what Caruso was defensively for what he is for the Orlando Magic. He brings a little bit more offensively though for the Orlando Magic. But that's gonna be a good matchup to see him against Jalen Brunson. That's gonna be a good matchup. And then this is a 4th time playing basically this month, kind of, right? And like they already played 3 times, so they about to play again. But I'm going with Orlando. I'm gonna go with Orlando with the upset. Orlando has been playing really good basketball as lately. I think they won 14 in the last 20 games. You know, they got out to a slow start and they picked it up as recent games. And I'm gonna go with Orlando because I think defensively they'll be good against the Knicks, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not mad at your Orlando take, to be honest. Like, I think this is going to be a good game, too. Like, it can go either way. Like I said, it's just Paolo just been so disappointing to me. The game they played last time, I want to say Orlando won, but Franz was there, not Paolo. I can't remember.
It's kind of been like one
Yeah.
in, one out. It's been weird.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Knicks, but and I like the atmosphere. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere, and in that atmosphere, I do like the Knicks.
Yeah, they literally just played on Sunday, so like they play the Knicks a lot.
Oh dang, that wasn't even the matchup I was talking about.
Yeah, they play Sunday. Their last 4 games has been against the Spurs, Miami, Knicks, Miami. So like those are 4 teams right there, that are good. They beat y'all, you know what I mean? So like
you just had to throw that in there, bro.
They did.
I know they beat us, and that's why we not in the NBA Cup.
And they beat Philly too right before y'all. So they beat y'all and Philly. They won the road for the chat. They played the Celtics, Philly, Detroit, Bulls, Spurs, Miami.
Hey, we tied 1-1. I like some teams. But also, side note, I did want to say that Jalen Suggs was my pick for the Pistons the year he came out the draft before we won the first round, the number 1 overall pick and got Cade. I didn't think we was gonna win it, so I'm like, all right, we probably gonna be like somewhere in like 3 through 5. And I was like, all right, we can't get Cade. This is before the lotto. Like, we can't get Cade, so I want Jalen Suggs. But then, the only time we win a lotto, we got Cade. So. And we got punished for 3 straight years for that.
I'm trying to get the sound effect, but it's not letting me do it. But shout out to Dimitri with the $9.99 super chat. Take that Ravens gear off, Carl. Shaking my head emoji. Hashtag Steelers to the bowl. He been consistent with saying this too.
That's illusion. That the Pittsburgh, I heard, is known for like steel mills and warehouses, and that type of air gets to you. You start thinking crazy. You yourself, the gas just gets you all delusional. So that's all that is, man. Hey, man, get you an air humidifier and clear your head, man.
Hey, shout out to Dimitri with the $9.99 super chat. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate
it, but hey, stop telling me to stop wearing my Ravens gear, man. Just because if the Steelers doing bad and you don't want to wear your gear, that's on you. I'm gonna rep my team no matter what.
Yeah, same here, man. I'll be wearing my Redskin stuff. I say Redskins, Commander stuff. Like last year, it felt good with my Commander stuff. Oh, you a Commander fan? Hey, y'all. Hey, I was proud. This year I wear it. It's like, dang, you a Commander fan, man. It's a whole different mindset. So yeah, win, lose, or draw, we're gonna wear the gear. But we're gonna move on to the West. We got OKC versus the Spurs. Carl, I'm gonna kick this one off. And I know, backstage you made a comment about this about this game, all right? But here's the thing. OKC, man, Carl, you a better man. You might as well put the bet in that they're gonna break the record.
I promise you, me and J-Mo went to the gym yesterday, and on my way back to the gym, I'm like, in my car, just surrounded my thoughts. I'm like, oh, they really gonna break this record. I thought that last night on the way home from the gym.
I'm telling you, Ryan, I can see them. Mate. Did you know that they are beating in the in-season tournament? They are beating teams on the average of 24.5 points.
Yeah, they just beat the Phoenix Suns by dang on their 50.
Right, it was crazy how they did to the Phoenix Suns. And now, do you know they went to the championship last year in the IST tournament, lost to the Bucks. Since that loss, they played 82 games. Guess what their record is?
Is it 82 regular season games or just
regular season games? Okay. Regular season. They're 72-10, bro. They're 72-10, Carl. So they are dangerous. Now the Spurs. This is what the Spurs said in their locker room. This is what a reporter came out and said. This is their championship. This is their Super Bowl. That's how they're treating it. Because the Spurs, they haven't really played meaningful games yet with this core. Since Wemby been in the league, they've never been to the playoffs. Everything's been regular season. And we saw Wemby, how he elevated his game and not just his game, his intensity. That's what I'm looking for. He elevated his intensity in the U.S. Olympics. We saw that. We saw even in an All-Star game how serious Wemby took that. when the competition was around, he elevated and took his. He was playing hard. I'm really curious to see how he elevates his game. And by the way, Wemby is back. He will be playing against the OKC Thunder. He's been out. So I'm curious to see how he will elevate his game in this situation. The Spurs can beat this team, Carl. The Spurs really can beat this team. Wemby has to delete the paint, obviously. That has to be a key factor right there. And you know how him and Chat, they got some non-spoken rivalry going on. You know, like you look at the odds, Wemby was the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, then Chat passed him. Like they going back and forth with the odds right there. Chat hasn't lost the game yet this year. You don't think Wemby want to put that L next to his name? You know what I mean? Right. So that's that. I think offensively the Spurs gotta attack Shea, make Shea work on both ways. I don't get why teams don't do. Not saying Shea is a slouch defensively, but he's great offensively. I would make this man work on both sides of the floor. That's what they gotta do. And what they really gotta do, Carl, is take care of the ball. They gotta take care of the ball. OKC, they are second best at not committing turnovers, and they are best at committing turnovers, which is a recipe for disaster for the opposing team, right? So the Spurs got to take care of it. And at the center of that, I'm going with OKC.
I knew it. That's what, like, you saying all this, I know you're picking the Thunder.
I'm going with OKC, man. I can't pick against this team. I'm sorry, man. Like, these, bro. I mean, come on, man. Like, I love seeing greatness, too. I want to see them break this record. I came out last year. I picked them to win the championship. And in the playoffs, I said they going back to back before they won, by the way. I mentioned that. So I got faith in this team that they're going to go back to back. And, yeah, man. And they're fighting for something, too, because I believe the Spurs will benefit the most from these four teams from this IST tournament because of the experience they don't have in the playoffs. But OKC is fighting for something, too. They could be the first team in NBA history, although it's only been 3 years, to win the IST tournament and the NBA Finals.
Joe, I'm not going to bore y'all with a bunch of stuff to why San Antonio can win, man. I'm going with the Thunder. They're just a buzzsaw right now. Like, let's look at the Thunder last few games, shall we? Like I said, they beat Phoenix by daggone near 50. Without SGA, they beat the Jazz by 30. Then they beat the Mavs by 21. And they beat the Warriors by 12. But, like, I don't think the Thunder played in a single-digit game, like, with the final score being a single-digit win. Never mind, I take that back. For some reason, the Blazers just got a way to play in the Thunder. That's their only loss, and then they beat them by 8 the last game they played. It's just they're just such a juggernaut right now. And I know you say you don't understand why teams, and I'm about to get some real heat for this. Teams don't tire out SGA on the defensive side of the ball. He's just gonna get his rest back at the free throw line. I didn't watch some egregious. Now, I want to preface this by saying I was on the side that SGA don't really foul bait at first, but I've watched SGA get away with some egregious stuff. He is starting to foul bait like crazy, and I don't like it. Like, he's too good to be doing this. He can hoop. You don't need to do this. And refs, I don't know how y'all keep getting fooled by this. Like, y'all have to watch film and know that he's going to do something. I'm gonna grab your jersey and then act like you grab mine and flop. Like, y'all been too used to James Harden. Y'all been too used to guys doing this to be getting done by like this by SGA. I'm not saying that he can't hoop. He's a baller. He's elite. But he is starting to foul bait more, and it's starting to irritate me. But
he is. I give you that.
I say all that to say, like, the Spurs have been playing well. Shout out to Coach Mitch Johnson of the Spurs. I don't think he gets enough credit for how he got the Spurs playing right now. But I'm going with the Thunder. Like, I'm sorry. They can throw Chet. They can throw Hartenstein. They could throw J-Dub. They could throw the other Jalen. I'm sorry. He said he don't like that and it's disrespectful. I'm so sorry. Jalen Williams, another Arkansas guy, by the way, who I really like.
The other. He don't like that.
I had to stop myself and apologize. Jalen Williams from Arkansas. They got so many, like AJ Mitchell, who was a bucket at UC Santa Barbara. Aaron Wiggins, who's a Terp. So Tomo, get out of here. It's so many pieces that the Thunder have. Even like Kassan Wallace. He could do something offensively, but that's not his role. He's so great defensively. Lou Dort defensively. Alex Caruso defensively. it's just so much the Thunder can do to just strangle the life out of a basketball team. It's just a lot. And then I watched De'Aaron Fox against the Lakers, and to me, he just don't seem like the same aggressive De'Aaron Fox that he was in Sacramento. He was letting Stephon Castle really much be the aggressor. Mm-hmm. Devin Vassell was being the aggressor, even Keldon Johnson, but Keldon Johnson scored 13 points in the first quarter, so I get that one. But like he was just letting the other guards be aggressive, and he would pick his spots. And I think that De'Aaron Fox is going to be super aggressive in this game, but they also got guys that can make De'Aaron Fox get a rock up. So I'm going under.
Do you remember that quote? That bar SGA had for the fourth quarter? I forgot.
No.
You remember that? Did you hear it?
I might have, but I don't remember it.
Dang, I don't remember it. He said something like, "They can't hold me for 4 quarters. Some 4 quarters when I don't play in the 4th quarter." It was a bar though. I ain't gonna lie, SGA be having some bar. I remember when Anthony Edwards came out and said you can't touch him, and he came out with something then. I forgot what he said though. He had a bar right there, but. Yeah, man, OKC is a juggernaut right now, and it's gonna be hard to pick anybody over OKC in any game. And it's funny, like you said, the Blazers are the only team that beat them, and the next time they play the Blazers, they won by 8. like it's like that's the only team that's man. It's kind of like when the Warriors. I remember they lost to IT Boston. You know, at home too. And I remember they played the Suns, and the Suns played them hard too. And Steph Curry turned up, and they ended up winning that game. But yeah, man. So. If I'm a betting man, I will put in that OKC will break that record though.
Why you say I'm gonna look and see if that's even a thing right now.
Yeah, because like if people should have put that in when they were like 15-1 for real.
Yeah, what they right now? 24-1, 23-1.
They're 24-1. 24-1. Yeah, that's insane, man. They tied the Warriors were trying. They said they tied the Warriors. I thought the Warriors went 25-0.
I don't remember that far. So right now, to bet the Thunder to win 74 games, which is the record, it is plus 240, that's insanely low.
Crazy.
That's low. That's super low.
That's money line for football.
Yeah, like for an underdog. That's stupid low.
It is though. That's crazy. Dang.
You could bet them to win all the way up to 78 regular season games, which right now is plus 2,000, which is still low.
Yo, so that's kind of a big number. Would that would like kind of like quadruple your bet?
What, plus 2,000?
No, 240.
No, that only like triples it. If you bet 10, you win 24 plus your 10 back.
24. Okay, I thought plus 100 doubles it. It don't.
Yeah.
So
plus 200 would triple it because you win 20. If you're betting $10, you'll win 20, then you'll get your 10 back. So that's 30, and then plus 240, 10 to get you $24 plus your 10 back.
Yeah, bro, that's a bet you supposed to make when it was early in the season. Now everybody catch and win.
It honestly should be the plus 2,000 number for 78 wins. Like that's insane. Yeah. Like I'm betting for them to win 50 more games. 50 more games. 50 more games, but to lose.
They
can only lose 7. Well, they could lose 8. They can only lose 7. They lose 8, they're cooked.
Yeah, but right now they're 24-1. So like the odds.
That's what I'm saying. Plus 240 is way too low.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that. Like the odds are saying they went 24-1. So in the next 50 games, they only lose 2 games.
Yeah. That's still too low to me. I don't care. That's super low.
Especially and then like on top of that, they haven't really played with a full roster yet.
No, you're right, because J-Dub just recently came back. And then like I said against the Jazz, SGA nor Hartenstein played. Chet and J-Dub played.
So like they haven't. I'm not sure how it's looking on tomorrow, but it might be the first time. I'm not sure how it's situation, but they haven't played with a starting 5 yet. Oh yeah, that's crazy. And like you said, J-Dub just came back like a week and a half ago, and Chet hasn't lost a game yet. He wasn't there when he lost to Portland.
That's crazy.
So
they got the odds out. If you want to bet on the game, the Spurs is plus 9.5. The Thunder is minus 9.5. So do what y'all want with that information.
The Spurs are what?
Plus 9.5.
See, it's hard. Betting the line in NBA is like annoying.
So I don't do it.
Yeah, you can't. It's because nah.
Magic plus 5.
+5. Okay,
Yep.
I picked Magic, so there it is. You are on my train. There you go.
The Magic to win the game is less than is only 60, whatever odds, whatever you want to call it, less than OKC to win 74 games. It's plus 184 for the Magic to win. That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy. All right, man. Let's wrap this up. So, before I get to my last words, I want to let everybody know. Click the link in the description. We have Instagram chats for almost every single sport, and it's 24/7 content in the Instagram chats. You just click the link. It will tell you which tiers you want to pick. Every tier has its own props and things like that. But we do have a special going on right now for the non-premium chats. The premium chats are NBA, NFL, and the R2L chat, which is the VIP chat. But like any other sport chat, it's free. So if you want to be a part of the community, of the baseball community, the boxing community, you know, UFC, etc., F1 racing, just make sure you write us on Instagram at Refuse to Lose Sports. You can see on the bottom of the screen below me and Carl, and just send us a direct message. Let us know that you watch the show and you want to join X chat, and then we will add you to the chat. Yes, sir.
I messed up.
I
messed up.
What?
I thought the college football awards show was tomorrow. It's going on right now.
Oh, dang.
I was supposed to do an episode about it.
Oh man, you do a reaction to it afterwards, post game,
I'm gonna have to because it's going on right now.
Oh man,
I thought they normally do it on a Saturday. They normally do it after Army Navy. I don't know why they did it Friday this year, but oh well.
Friday night too.
Right. Oh well.
So so that's that. So make sure you do that. My last word. Shout out to the Commanders, man. Hey man, we this season is over, but we'll be back next year. Let JD5 sit. Just let him sit, y'all. Let that man sit. And just go to next year. Sacramento, I mean, listen, man. If you're watching, you're probably like, dang, Joe, your team's garbage. Yeah, I know. The Kings, I mean, Russ Westbrook getting triple doubles, climbing up the ranks. You know, him and DeRozan are just one of the top scorers in NBA history. I get it. But we need to get rid of Sabonis. I heard there's some teams, including the Wizards, are interested in Sabonis. We're going to get rid of him. Oh, we got another super chat.
Yeah, no, I'm going to need him to clarify.
All right, hold up. My sound effects not working. All right, shout out to MB30412. You gotta give us your name. Give us your name. He said, I need to with the $4.99 super chat. I need to hear y'all answer. So you think Pat untouchable? Okay, I love this. He put the super chat in like I need answers. So you think Pat is untouchable? CTC, you watch them Bengals versus.
That's why I need the clarification on, because what is I don't know what that means.
Is he talking about? Yeah, and didn't think Joe was talking to.
That's the clarification part. Who are you talking about? Bengals versus who?
Well, I think he probably talking about the season.
No.
Cause last year he went crazy. Oh, Ravens, my Ravens versus Ravens last.
When do he not cook us? That don't mean nothing. I have him top 5. He's just not top 2 because he cooks the Ravens.
Yeah, my take is, see, this year is hard. Yeah, I know all the correct is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I figured it was. That's why I said I needed clarification.
If you don't mind, if you can give us your name, you know, so we can call you by your name. But my take would be like, see, it's hard to talk about this now because both quarterbacks aren't just looking like the two best quarterbacks in the league because the season has been a weird season. Joe Burrow's been hurt. Even before he got hurt, he wasn't looking good. And he didn't look good last game. And then even against the Ravens, he looked okay. He wasn't great though, I would say. He had key moments on key downs to keep the drive going. But overall, I would say that my knock on Joe Burrow is that he gets praise. He got praise when he went to the Super Bowl, and he didn't do much in that Super Bowl run. He gets praise for that. The defense did a lot for them to get there. But then last year, when he goes crazy and the defense don't do well, we talk about the defense. Oh, they ain't showing up. But we gave Joe Burrow the credit when he didn't really do much. Go back and look at that AFC Championship game when they played the Chiefs and tell me what Joe Burrow did that game. Go back and look at the Titans game. When they beat the Titans, tell me what Joe Burrow did that game.
Shout out Mike Hilton.
What about when they beat the Ravens that year without Lamar? Tell me what Joe Burrow did that game. Even the Super Bowl, what did Joe Burrow do other than get one touchdown when T. Higgins clearly passing interference on Jalen Ramsey? So now, is Pat untouchable? Now, that's a good question because I agree with you. I think you mentioned it early in the show. Pat has been mid. He has. He has been like not himself. I don't want to say mid, but he has not been a top tier QB playing wise. But when we get to the playoffs, he up and up a notch every time. So, and I'm with Carl when he said we can't just knock him off the mantle because 1 year he don't get to the AFC Championship game. Literally, he got to the AFC Championship game every year of his career, and we can't say it's something else other than him. That's the reason why that happened. Because the year when they beat the Ravens, he played good against Buffalo. He played good against the Dolphins in the playoffs also. And even last year, he played good. So I'm going to say because Lamar or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen is not having an MVP type season, who else you going to put over him after this year? Like, who else? So right now, he's kind of like by default going to still be the best.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback off that. Like, if you don't think Pat is the best, who do you hand the mantle off to? Because you can't say Joe Burrow. I mean, we seen Joe Flacco ball out with the weapons that he got. You can't say Josh Allen. He's not having the greatest of years. And last year, majority, including myself, believes one, he robbed Lamar of MVP. But two, they gave him an MVP because he just didn't turn the ball over. So you can't pick a guy to give the mantle to. You can't say Lamar. Lamar's been bad this year. Now, granted, Lamar's playing with injuries, but he's out there playing. So, and I'm the biggest Lamar fan, and I got to hold him to the standard I hold others to. If you're out there playing, I can't use the injury as an excuse. That's on you. So you can't give it to Lamar. You're not, like Joe said, you're not going to give it to Drake May. You daggone sure not going to give it to Bo Nix. You're not going to give it to who else on the top right now? You're not going to give it to Matt Stafford. If you'd have gave it to Matt Stafford, you'd have gave it to him a while ago. You're not going to get a Jordan Love. Exactly. I was just about to say, you're not going to give it to Jordan Love. Dak. So you're not definitely not going to give it to Jalen Hurts right now the way he's been playing the last 3 weeks. I mean, you got Eagles fans calling for Tanner McKee, which is crazy. So you're not giving it to Baker for surely, especially the way he's been playing.
Shout out to Dimitri with the super chat.
That's why I said that.
I'm gonna get you, Dimitri.
Just kill two birds with one stone. But lastly, it's just you have nobody to hand the mantle to. And again, he's been to every year he started the AFC Championship and nothing less. This is the first year where the team does not go, possibly won't make the playoffs. You can't just do that off 1 year and discredit the other 7 years. He has 3 Super Bowls, and yes, his regular seasons have not been great, like Joe said, but like Joe said, he gets to the playoffs, and it's a different Mahomes. And we also can't discount the fact that Travis Kelce is not the same. Travis Kelce has cost them at least 2 ball games. At least the Eagles game and the Texans game. And that's at the least. So you still got to have Mahomes number 1. Now, to answer your Joe Burrow question, I'm not going to have Joe Burrow top 2 because he cooks the Ravens. It's a divisional opponent. He just, Jamar Chase really cooks the Ravens, if we're being honest. I watched Jamar Chase go for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. And just like Joe said, you can't give Joe Burrow all this flack and woe is me for last year when the defense was piss poor, but he had all these high numbers. But like that year where he went to the Super Bowl, and Joe was very consistent on this, the defense balled. And that was a major reason of why they went to the Super Bowl. And then on top of that, because I saw you say something about the game against Josh Allen, Allen played poor in that playoff game against the Bengals. He was bad. Now, Joe Burrow was good, but Josh Allen was also bad, and that game was still semi-close. The Bills still had chances to win that game with Josh Allen playing poorly and Joe Burrow playing well. So Joe Burrow to me is top 5. He's just not top 2.
Now, I will give him the win Joe Burrow had in Buffalo was far as his, like, I think that was his biggest win to me in the playoffs. You might say the Chiefs win, but he didn't do a lot. Defense balled out. They neutralized Mahomes in the second half. but Joe Burrow played good. So I would give you that game. But like he said, I respect that. Like he said, like it's just that I'm not one of those guys that put Joe Burrow all the way up there, top 2, top 1. Like Coach Coombs had him number 1 in the league. Or after last year, when like you didn't even make the playoff. I get it. He brought out though, but then we give him credit when the defense brought out and he went to Super Bowl. So, but Joe Burrow, the best passer in the league. I mean, you got an argument for that, you know? Like,
I mean, even if that's true, which I don't even think that's true, that don't mean you're the best quarterback in the league, because this ain't the 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s. It's more than quarterback just throwing the football these days, and you got to take that into account.
Yeah, and one of the knocks that the Bengals get, the sacks he get, like, and then Joe Burrow is part of that problem too. You know, like Joe Burrow has a lot of bad plays in key moments, especially against the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs, he fumbled in that playoff game. People don't talk about that. They talk about the late hit that he got, but he fumbled. He also fumbled last year in the Chiefs game when he fumbled. Remember they played the Chiefs and they got that controversial call at the end of the game last year? Joe Burrow fumbled that game. So like he had last week, he threw 2 picks. You know what I mean? So like Joe Burrow, he also had moments in the clutch when he turns the ball over in key moments in the playoffs. But Joe Burrow is definitely top 5 in my book. Like some people don't
think that's undeniable.
Yeah, I think he's part of the people say he's not big 4. I think there's a big 4 in the league, and Joe Burrow is one of them.
Me too.
I feel like the big 4 is Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. You know, some people don't put Joe Burrow. Now, I know in my ranking, I put Hurts ahead of him only because of it's hard to do these rankings. If I'm talking about just like quarterback play, Joe Burrow is ahead of Jalen Hurts. When we're talking about ranking, we got to add team success and all that stuff. That's why I put Hurts above him. But there's a big 4, and it's Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar, and Mahomes.
Yeah, and I have Joe Burrow last in my big 4. But to Dimitri's point, no bigger is not over Mahomes.
199 super chat. Shout out to
Man did not get that air humidifier, man. His judgment's still cloudy. I agree. Yeah. Pull this up because I'm the main one that says this. I am the main one that says this out of anybody in the chat. So I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, nah, you're right. It was just hard to ignore when he barred out in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. But then I understand how that can. Hurts is like in a weird spot to judge. You know what I mean? Like he's in a weird spot because people say, "Oh, ain't no." You saw what he did to Mahomes? I'm like, bro, the defense shut them down. Like they had like 1 first down the whole first half. Like Jalen Hurts threw a pick, and then right after that, Mahomes threw a pick 6. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. You can now have Hurts any time. Hey, New Year, buddy. New Year. This is the year Lamar begins to slide. Herbert is being wasted with the Harbaugh, and Mahomes is about to get life without Big Red.
That's crazy that you say Harbaugh being wasted and not Lamar. You just went with Lamar going on the slide, but respect.
Respect. All right. Your last words, Carl?
My last words is we need this win, Baltimore, badly, for my psyche. We need this win Sunday. I will be watching this game with my folks because I got to go spend time with my folks. I ain't been over there. I ain't go last week because of the Ravens-Steelers game. I knew I had to watch that by myself. So I will be back.
So the last thing you watched with your folks, it didn't go too good, right?
Yeah, but my dad ain't gonna be there, and my youngest is gonna be there. I might have to watch this game by myself. I'm not trying to get bro. He be trolling. He the biggest Ravens fan that trolls me because I'm a Ravens fan, and I troll him because of the Warriors. So he trolls me back with football. But anyway, I need that. The Pistons. I turned the game off because I thought it would still be halftime. Last I checked, we were up 9. We are currently up. Oh my God, we're currently up 18. So shout out to the Pistons for that, but I have seen us blow big leads. So the game ain't over yet, fellas. MSU, we back in football, basketball. We play Penn State tomorrow. Let's handle business there. And you know, just I really ain't got too much more to say sport wise. I'm just happy as always to be thought of to do the show. Appreciate y'all for having me on the show as always. My bad for the blunder of the college football show. Thought it was tomorrow. It's actually tonight. So I'm gonna just make reels about the winners for the episode. So Joe, you about to get bombarded with reels. And CTC will be live tomorrow. Please tune into my podcast. I go over college football and college basketball. We got the Army-Navy game tomorrow, and we got the LA Bowl, Boise State versus Washington in the LA Bowl. I preview games, I recap them, major performances, stuff like that. So please subscribe to my channel, a part of the Refuse to Lose Network, Carl Talking College on YouTube. And appreciate you, my boy. Last but not least, I'm going to go watch this FCS playoff game, Tarleton State versus Montana State. Go Montana State.
Yeah, shout out to CTC. I do want to give a shout out to all the super chats. First, shout out to Dimitri with the 999 super chat from earlier. Shout out to my boy right here with the 499 super chat. And shout out to Dimitri again with the 199 super chat. Like I said, click the link in the description, become a member, and we can have talks like this 24/7. Because once we get off the show, we will be in the chats continuing our sports conversation. So that's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all Tuesday at the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.